So thank you for everyone to be here. Sorry for the mixed up. We'll figure out what's going on. So yeah, I guess that's the mix. Initially the title, there's some change. So the main thing today I talk about is how we can use the dashboard, automation, AI, copilot bots to do this game changer is a lot of our clients gave us the comments, right? So super quick about myself. I joined the Robbins program in 2009. I still have my red badge. So I started my MSP journey. I spent about the 7 years with a lot of peer group help. I get from I built my MSP from 0 to 1.7 million with a lot of people from the Robbins help. I was involved in the Robbins, TPG, Trumesser, the EO, and last couple of years, I've been investing a lot of AI startup companies, and combined with all those information that I learned, right? I started MSP Bots 2019, so it's 4 years. We built these tools. Now we have about 100 some employees, more than 1,200 MSPs signed up all over the world, from New Zealand, Australia, Europe, and of course, the US here. So back then, when I running my MSP, grow my MSP from 0 to 1.7 million, work with a lot of the peer group, right? In those couple of years, I think most time I lost the sleep is all my peer group, right? The heated debating back then, all about the process and the people. Think about all the things keep you up to night. So many MSPs are started when you first, hire the first employee, the second, you get 20, you get 30 people. And also, many times we reach the ceiling. You try hard every year, but your revenue stay there same, and same. Why? We're solving the same problems. We're solving the same problem every single day. You didn't update your ticket correctly. Your utilization is bad, right? So it's you don't have a good process, or you have trouble hiring people, or you don't have the visibility, or it's hard to training the people to do what you do and hold people accountable, right? So one thing everybody recently is super hot. We're the IT guys. We all say we want to do the automation, right? If we can use the digital workforce, use automation to do the job, use automation to make things happen, how wonderful that's gonna be. But with the last couple of years, right, we're working with a lot of MSPs. We found out that this is a couple of the biggest hindering, right, prevent the people to do it. First is really you have the right mindset and culture to do the automation. When you talk with the people, everybody says, automation is very, very important. But when we really go in to do it, we get tons of times as oh, your platform is too complicated, right? Oh, I tried, it didn't work. How much time you spend? 4 hours. You cannot build an awesome automation in 4 hours. I wish it's easy, right? So this is, I think, is today, I don't know, right? Many people using the ChatGPT, all that stuff, is coming, right? This automation, we have all these tools available, but automation is still not there. So from the leadership team, it has to have the mindset and the culture, relentless automation. Is anything can be automated, should be automated. And then there's a second part is you got to have a good manual process. The automation is amplifier of what you're doing. When you throw the automation, it makes things much faster, much quicker. You can handle much more capacity. But if your internal process is bad, you didn't standardize it, you throw the automation, it just creates the chaos, right? So you got to, the good part is with the Robin or any of the peer groups, there's tons of the awesome process you can learn from, share it. So really clearly define your internal process. If you cannot do it manually, don't think about automate it, right? You just create more chaos for you. So the third one is kind of like echo first one is you got to have a dedicated resource to do it, right? You have to assign the automation champion. With the bigger company, many of them, they have an automation engineer dedicated for that one. Because end of the day, it's ROI calculation. If every dollar you spend on the automation can generate $5, why are you not having a dedicated person to do it, right? The first one is really engaging with the community. There's so many things can be automated. There's so much programs, right, you use every day. So it's just try to do everything by yourself. It's very difficult, right? I'm personally benefited so much from my peer group. And then when we build MSP bots, we have this community in the mindset how we can really leverage the community to make the automation much more easier. So with all this, right, that's in the wrong expectation. A lot of companies just like, oh, okay, I'm going to buy a software, no matter it's a Roost, it's a Peer, it's MSP bots, there's tons of any other automation. It's, oh, we're going to set it, forget it. It's an evolution, right? Constantly adjusting with your company running, invest the time to make it happen. But all this hard work made it, I think all the people we see really put the automation to achieve amazing result. It's like every dollar you put in is $10, $20 come out of it, right? So with that said, this is what we try to build there, focus on. We have tons of pre-built dashboard and bots and apps, right? So the reason almost everybody probably have the access of the Power BI for free you get from the Microsoft. Very few people can actually make use out of it. Right, there's a couple of the BI tools, right? I see all the Reddit, the people told me, oh, I just spin out the Power BI. How many people have that time, energy, skill to make that happen? I'm sorry, so keep advancing it. And the community part is we have about 70 Filipino data analysts, 50 to 70 of them, because anybody uses the outsource, they're awesome employees. And with like 20% of the cost if you hire locally. So it's very interesting, we see many times who's doing the automation in the company. It's typically the owner, service manager, senior engineer, which is the three most expensive, busy, and honestly, most of them are amateur data analysts. Try to do our $6 Filipino data analyst job. That part. So we built this one for the many of our package. We have this unlimited Concierge service, which means you just tell us what we need to do, we'll build it for you. So, but in the meantime, according to our agreement, right, when we build for one MSP, we publish as a template, kind of like a GitHub, that kind of methodology, share with everybody. So our library of the dashboard and the bots are constantly growing. So you can take what other people built and start really using it. And meantime, we have the industry partners like MSP Advisor, Enable, Eureka Process, Burn McKinley, many of the software vendor industry partners we were building together. So that's to create this community of the automation, the dashboard, make it available, right? So this is our BI interface. Right now, we have more than 60 integrations. We're releasing about 1 new integrations. Let me see. Yeah, this is the integrations we have. If you use any of this software, we're able to link the APIs, pull in data, and generate the dashboard for it. And right now, we're doing about 1 integrations per week in average. And we're finalizing some fundraising. So the goal is by in the 2 months or 2 months, we'll be able to release 3 more integrations every single week. So that way we can help you connect a lot of data. Then come back and give you this all kinds of pre-built, easy customized. But if you have somebody who has a Power BI ability, this is the full version BI that you can create anything by yourself. If you have somebody who's a senior data analyst, you can do everything by yourself. So we pretty much can do everything like a Power BI, Bright Gauge, those kind of stuff, right? So yeah, this one we have, this is the specific compare. How many Bright Gauge users here? Okay, cool. So yeah, I think in the MSP world, right, Bright Gauge probably the best. Well, before us. Yeah, so the couple of things I say, right, we have a more integration. We support SQL, Java. There's not much 210 days limitation. We have more than 100 of the possible visualization. Bar chart, line chart, scatter, a pivot table, all kinds of data visualization, and we have all this community. We keep releasing the new widgets, dashboard, we have 10 times of the pre-built stuff for example, for ConnectWise, modern bright gauge released, right? And we do the free migration and price matching. So next one is when we get this dashboard, right, what we're trying to solve is, you have all this dashboard built. It's beautiful. But the issue is who's look at it, right? It's on the TV, it's on the screen, or sitting there. You have to hire people to look at it. And they need to click it. Like, for example, the ConnectWise alone, we have 1,500 of those pre-built KPIs for you. So the question is, who's going to look at the 1,500? Who's going to look at 150, right? So this is what we build is this, we call it copilot bots. Really, to go there is a trigger by all those data that we pre-built already. It's act as a 24/7 virtual manager assistant. Think about it as a virtual service manager. So it's 30-40%, if your service manager is doing their job, think about it, 30-40% of the time, what they're doing is they look at the dashboard, right? They say, oh, that number become red. So they click that number 22 and find out who's the one guilty, right, caused that 22. Then start chasing people, give them the nudge, give them the training, hold them accountable. So we mimic that kind of the stuff, convert it into some simple click, like this one here. Any of those dashboard widgets, you can create the bots right on the fly. Then it has this 3 simple steps: trigger, alert, escalation. So this is the trigger. You can select anything from all those pre-built dashboard and a super powerful schedule and the criteria. Then you can create your own bots, right, from the team's message. Right now we focus on team message. We just released the alpha version for the Chrome plugin. It can real-time send the message to your teams. That's a sample message. Hey, Jonathan, you logged the time entry 26 minutes late. What happened, why it's important, how you should fix it, right? So eventually using this kind of, that's the time the service manager spend. Look at the report from the, hey, server is offline for 24 hours, or 2 hours, backup didn't happen more than 72 hours. Big QuickBooks bill is overdue. So think about what management is doing every day. Look at a piece of data, make a decision, take action. So that's what we mimic it by simple couple of steps, right? You can get it done. So also we built this marketplace, remember? So we wanted to say, hey, we can build this stuff one by one with a lot of people, but it's so difficult. So we have this marketplace, we bundle the stuff in the, package them. So we work with Enable, do the benchmarking, the Burry McKinley, work together, build the BR package, right? MSP finance team, and we also have like a next ticket, attendance. So overall, the theme is use data to drive the decision. And once you get the decision, then use the bots to execute it, right? So we want to pre-build a lot of stuff to make it very easy for everybody to use. So there's many of the apps we build, a couple of highlights, I don't have enough time. So this is what we build is a next ticket, automatic ticket dispatching, right? So how many people have a full-time dispatcher here? How many people, so the rest of them, you just let the technician pick whatever the ticket they want to work, right? Give them the training. So what we did is, so for the people, from our experience, right? So in the human's brain, when you hire a dispatcher, you train them how to dispatch ticket. You have a 100 ticket open right now. You have a 10 technicians showed up at 8 a.m. So the question is, which one should work on which tickets, right? Because they cannot work 100 tickets at the same time. So this is the prioritization. So we built this, is more than like 20, 30 rules. If this ticket assigned to you is more important. If this company is on the watch list, it's more important. This company pay you more money, therefore it's more important. If the ticket being too long, it's more important. There's the 30, 40, all those rules combined in the real time to make a decision which ticket is the most important ticket at that time. So ends up the result is, and we can save, if you have a full-time dispatcher, we can save about 80% of that person's time, which translates salary. You know how much you're paying. But if you don't have a dispatcher, chances are your technician is there every day, cherry picking, right? Sometimes cherry picking, sometimes random picking, sometimes they just, not picking the ticket. It ends up in the black hole until the client calling and yelling on the phone, then that got your attention, right? So for the people who actually think about it, look at the ticket, try to determine which one is important, they spend average about 20 minutes a day, try to determine which ticket is more important. So we pretty much automate all those stuff to make it super easy. And now the bots is running 24/7. Your dispatcher will not work 24/7. Your dispatch cannot handle more than 20 technicians, right? It cannot handle the reactive, proactive project. So we can handle all those ticket triage prioritization for the most of the case in a couple of seconds. It's super fast, right? So the rest of them, just some example, we built this one. This is we actually built it during the COVID. We believe the utilization is the #1 KPI for the technician. If you don't report your time entry, there's no data for you to analyze, right? Everything is, stop analyze your data, forget about the dashboard if the technician is not reporting their ticket. So we have the bots to chasing them in real time during the day, or you want to go to lunch, you worked 4 hours, but you only report 30 minutes billable. Sorry, your utilization is not 85%. How about you finish your utilization, then you can go to lunch. So as far as I know, we're the only one, last 14 years I'm in the industry, we can have a real-time utilization, notify the people. So we find out that one, typically in the 4 to 6 weeks, we notify people when they're taking the break, go to lunch, or go home. We say, hey, your utilization need to get 85% before you go lunch break or go home. And then the COVID happened. We created this dashboard. So basically, you can see everybody, what's their status, which ticket they're working on, how long they've been working on, and the new version actually reporting how long they've been idle. We use the ticket in progress, right? How long the ticket been in progress, how long you don't have any ticket in progress, really to give you the visibility. So now even the COVID finished, the people come back from the office, we have a lot of our clients still using it, right? So this is something we just released recently with the Enable benchmarking program, with On-Call from their peer group. So we actually gave the peer group a feature for free. So how many MSP bots client here? 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Yeah, so for you guys, you have this peer group feature, and you can share with your peer group. We give the peer group this feature for free. So like this kind of stuff, we can compare all the financial data or some of the operation data between the different groups, right? So that way, you can know who is the best, right, in the certain area, share with the data each other. So we build a lot of this kind of the program, but this is kind of like our architecture part. We collect a lot of data, put it into the data lake, give you the visibility, right, how your business are running, but give you the dashboard. So this dashboard, we have a lot of a pre-built dashboard you can take out, running, make some changes, setting right away. And if you have the resource, right, you have some guy who really know the BI, you can do it by yourself. But we also have this army of the data analyst. We have an unlimited concierge service. Basically, you name it. We literally have somebody take a picture on the drawing. I'm like, can you use Excel, do a mock-up? But they actually did a drawing on the paper. It says, I want a dashboard that looks this way. Please build it for us. So that's the part of our service. So we not only just give you a BI, we also have like a name of the stuff. Those are included something, give example, say, oh, I have a ConnectWise, the total care, the 2 servers have the $400 each, right? But why in my Vim only have 1 server backed up or have 4 server backed up? If you have 4 server backed up, the question is, who's paying the 2 extra server? But if you only have 1 server backed up, the question is, what's your liability, right? If you charge people $400 but not a month, but not backing up the data, that's a big problem. So we can do all those data mashing, all the stuff. If you name it, that's part of our Concierge program. So both the dashboard, the bots, then we engage with a lot of vendor partners, peer groups, next ticket attendance, to really utilize the data, right? The whole thing about data really help everybody to make all this stuff happen. And recently, we built our own AI department. It's still under the development. the power of the GPT-4 in the last couple of weeks, anybody follow? There's open source GPT-4, equivalent, almost equivalent to that. You can run on your own data, right? So it's really just all those massive data, everybody happening every day. We're not spending enough time, not enough energy, not enough data mining to really looking for how can you make the business decision really quick, real fast, and then turn over to the bots, right? Instead of a human, you can, each service manager, how many people they can manage. Once it's more than 10 people, 15, now you need to hire team leads. But the boss doesn't have that capacity. Boss can chase a million people at the same time and give them the training, give them everything right there, right? So yeah, that's the kind of like, we worked with, like thousands of companies, and myself went through that journey, really see the power to see, if you really put your effort with the data-driven business decision making versus, it's my guts feeling, there. That's just really gave you the superpower. But when you add on the data-driven automation, right, then it's really just like it can automate so many things. And if this is a data, this dashboard turns red, go close that ticket or reopen that ticket, right? So all those kind of stuff once you smash together. But there's tons of stuff. Time limit, we just do a very brief intro. You can go to our booth, we can do a demo. You book a demo, we give everybody a month free. During the show, that's our special there. But we would love to, I go through my own journey, look at the challenge I built that MSP side, right? I think, if you can really release the power of the automation, since really the magic can happen. That break that ceiling, whatever the ceiling you stuck there, give you more time, give you management more time, save all those time, more accurate stuff to really start growing the business. So we got like 10 minutes left, right? So any questions? Yeah, go, yeah.
I just noticed that you mentioned at the beginning about the marketplace, and it has like, it seems like you have a spot where other people have built stuff out.
Yeah.
And you're sharing. Is there an option as a company if you don't want that stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now this is like a Burr McKinley, MSP finance team. All this stuff is we build. Typically, if you request us to work on something, right, you have that, is your build stuff yours is yours, right? When we build stuff, right, we publish it, yeah.
Really random. One of your integrations is TD and Trade.
Yeah, TDM Trade. Yeah, one of my MSP partner, he's doing the trading. It's like I'm tired of keep monitoring the. So but that's the goal. That's why we're releasing. As you can see, the power automation. If you go through the list here, we have a CRM system. We have an accounting system. So the automation is not stop at a service. You can literally, if there's the data, you can put some automation there. Yeah, this one first. Yeah.
Right now we're using Prometheus and Grafana.
Oh yeah.
With about a 7,000 line YAML file of SQL code. How much work would be involved in moving that across to MSP bots?
Oh, I supposed to replace it because they wanted the
Okay,
on the.
I'll ask again. So we use Prometheus and Grafana right now with about a 7,000 line YAML file of SQL queries to build dashboards. How much work would be involved, and could we replicate that using MSP bots?
Yeah, we did a lot of migration. We did about 170 baggage migration, and we also have the people using Power BI. We did a migration for them. So I would say the migration is typically easy, especially we can see the source code. Okay. Yeah, creating the new one are difficult. But if you have existing one, the logic, the display, our team is very good at the migration stuff.
Yeah, we'd be looking for like a one-to-one copy of the dashboards we
yeah,
have. Yeah,
because those are actually the easy one. Because especially they can see the code. They can just, okay, one match, and they can, especially most time we have the access on the both end. It's very easy. Creating the new one is the challenge.
I wrote all the code, so
awesome.
I can answer all the questions if needed.
So we got we have people, actually a couple of days ago, they have their own Power BI team. They develop they have 3 SQL server by themselves. They migrated everything over they get paid tons of money to the bright gauge. What they look at is we're a combination of the bright gauge and the, like Power BI. Because you can take advantage of all this stuff we built. And if you're the advanced user, you can build on top of it. Because we are a full BI system. All our stuff is just like a typical BI. You can manipulate it, change it, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So you mentioned having a scheduler. You mentioned having a scheduler could do 80% of his work. What is the 20% that you can't do?
Good question. So yeah, we say 80%. The 20% is you still need somebody answer the phone, right? If you have a lawyer yelling at you at the phone, says, okay, there's all my lawyers sitting there can do nothing. You don't want to say, oh, let me put a ticket. Hopefully somebody's going to pick it up. No, don't even create a ticket. Grab somebody, start working, then create the ticket, right? So urgent support. Another one is like a triage of the on-site. Because when you do the on-site, right, it's traffic, the weather, right? How far, where the technician is located. We don't have the algorithm to, unless you have the GPS data, the zip code location, we probably can do, but right now it's there. And also there's other, anomalies, right? The situation, there's always some human touch there, right? But other than that, is any pre-scheduled the tickets, we basically just like it's a simple Teams command, NT, then bounce down. Cool. Any other questions? Cool. Yeah, so like I said, we have the booth there, right, to take a look. We're really looking for any feedbacks. We're going to hire another 80 people, the rest of the year. That's our plan. So there's tons of data is happening every day. We really want to be there, help everybody to activate those data, really to come out all those things happening, use the data to really drive the business to the next level. Okay, thank you everyone. Yeah.